Well, uh, this was Russell Day. Yesterday, I spent a major part of the day watching Dr. Strangelove, which made me think of 7 Days in May about JFK and General Ripper. General Ripper has exceeded his authority, was one of my notes. It seems ironic, but we have generals and we have civilian leaders in the United States where you get, if you're in the United States, you can probably get news. This is the recap of United Nations news. Amid massive destruction of Gaza City, UN chief renews ceasefire call. UN writes, chief decries relentless intensification of U.S. sanctions against International Criminal Court staff. Gazans face a future of pain and prosthetics. Terror threat posed by ISIL remains volatile and complex. Security Council hears. Humanitarian workers are the last lifeline for over 300 million people caught conflict or disaster. I left out the in. They are in the threat of conflict or disaster. An attack on humanitarians is an attack on humanity, says Antonio Guterres, United Nations Secretary General. International Criminal Court, the U.S. sanctions a flagrant attack on judicial independence. It's time to reduce and end physical punishment of kids once and for all, says the World Health Organization. World News in brief, Sudan hospitals under fire. World remembers victims of terrorism. It's the Democratic Republic of Congo. Amid ongoing Israeli attacks, systematic destruction of Gaza City is underway. UN Rights Office. Curated stories, peace and security. The UN upholds readiness to support peace efforts in Ukraine. Trapped in Gaza, Palestinians with disabilities cannot reach aid. UN warns of steep rise in sexual violence during conflict. Syria, violence in Alawite areas may be war crimes, say rights investigators. Returning home to Somalia with gray hair and a desire to go back. Hell on earth. Desperation in Haiti as human rights violations abound. First person, echoes of war as aid arrives in Syria, Syria's historical city. Preparing for the next flood, protecting women and women's health in Bangladesh. UN Chief's message on World Humanitarian Day, and 5 UN interim forces in Lebanon. life of humanitarians in Gaza, and youth take a stand. There's more of this news from the UN. My day yesterday was research, I suppose, or thoughts as I watched. What is the major threat? That major threat is nuclear war. All these other things create an environment at which point we do not know when the apocalyptic riot will break out. But it sure does look like we're coming to that point where we have crisis overload, and we do not have leadership able to respond as, say, England responded to the threats of Hitler. Ukraine, keeping the lights on during darkest times. Peacekeeping, a long history of support to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Massive, I need to put on my glasses. Massive response needed following Gaza conflict's horrific toll on children